Hello and welcome to Chick Chat. I'm your host Jessica Fowler and I'm here with Sandy Jameson and Sonia Thomas. And together the three of us want to explore and tackle topics that we believe are extremely important in today's modern world, but also that can leave a positive impact in our daily lives. So thank you for joining us. And before we get into today's topic, we want to give you a little background in terms of what motivated us to do this project and also what we all bring to the conversation. So Sandy, this was your brainchild. Tell the viewers a little bit about what brought this on.
Honestly, like you said, there are some important conversations I think that we need to start having. And what the three of us bring to the table is so expansive and so positive. And I wanted to create a platform where we could share that positivity. I think it's exactly what the world needs right now.
I couldn't agree more. I know personally I'm always consumed with the news, and I think that it is important to talk about stuff that's closer to home and that we have control over. So
for sure.
Thank you for making this happen. Now, Sonia, tell the viewers a little bit about what makes you you.
Yeah, I mean, I redefine that multiple times a day, and I'm still figuring it out. Most recently, I had a pretty big aha moment. I was married, and now I'm divorced, navigating the world of Tinder, and I can honestly say that the dark days of divorce do not last forever, that dating can be fun again, and for better or for worse, I've become a Tinder expert, so that's just where I'm at. Yeah, and thank you so much for bringing me on. I also was in corporate before, and now I am refocusing my energy into coaching and embracing my feminine side, and also that spiritual side to myself that I had just closeted for so long. So I'm excited.
One of the things I really loved when I met you was just how you own your femininity. That's
Thank you.
Really great. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a work in progress, but I'm loving it. Yeah.
Well, I'm here to learn from you, from both of you.
We're all
Right.
learn from each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're all here to learn together. And I think for me personally, I have a real passion for people, as some of you may know. And I think that when we have these conversations, I really focus on, the relationship side, whether that be with, our colleagues, our bosses, whether it be with our friends, our spouses, or whether it's with ourselves. Coming with my passion and background in sales, communications, and psychology is really, what I'd like to offer and what I bring to the table.
You bring a lot to the table.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try.
We all do, right?
Yeah.
That's why we created this.
All very different backgrounds and experience. So, again, welcome. And in today's topic, we're going to talk about self-love, which I think is a really important topic. Now, to be honest, when Sandy brought this concept to me months ago, my response was, well, I masturbate every day. Does that count? And
it does.
No, it does. I've come to...
it's so much bigger than that.
Right. I've definitely come to appreciate that it means more than that. So Sandy, tell the viewers, what self-love is and how do you implement it every day?
For sure. I'm going to start with a quote that really resonates with me by Mandy Hale. It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and make your happiness a priority. It's necessary. And I firmly believe this. For me, self-love is putting myself first. So I'm a mother of two, and healthy eating is very important, and positive self-talk from the minute I wake up is so important. And then I get to the gym about 5 to 7 days a week because I truly feel like giving myself 2 hours a day is so valuable. I can give more to my children. They get up early, so I can give more to them when I know I'm getting a couple of hours to myself. And it's not always a strenuous workout. Sometimes it's a coffee, sometimes it's a sauna. Reading in the sauna is something I really love, and it's just time for myself. And I feel too many people give their families or they focus on their families first, and I feel like when we focus on ourselves first, we have the energy to take care of everyone else.
Yeah, and I hear you about taking time for yourself, but going to the gym is like the last thing on my list for self-love. That's like self-punishment, but I get where you're going with it. Self-love for me really starts with self-acceptance. That's the cornerstone. And self-acceptance and creating space for becoming more aware with how we feel, with what our thoughts are. I love to do body scan meditations as a way to connect back to my body, to become more aware of what I'm feeling and not changing anything, but just to become more aware. And besides that, we all have ups and downs during our day. And for me, sometimes when I look in the mirror, there's a part of me that's like, Sonia, like, embrace what you see, right? Like, we know we should be grateful for this, like, earth temple. But then there's other moments where I'm just like, oh my God, is this really what you see right now? And it's having acceptance and compassion for myself in that moment, that I'm ping-ponging back and forth, and that there are moments where I am hard on myself. So being compassionate towards myself then, and embracing that and understanding that, like, I'm human too.
That's what I want to learn from you. I feel like personally, I don't even go there. I can't mentally go there. When I get up in the morning, I could easily say I'm tired, and I know the positive self-talk is what keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm like I said, we're all here to learn from each other.
Yeah, and I feel like there's like a lot of benefits to like having that positive self-talk.
Right.
So it depends on like, but it's also being aware, for me, of where we are in the moment.
Right.
And not using self-talk, positive self-talk as a band-aid necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not saying that you do or that the audience does, but like there's that possibility.
Right. Okay.
You don't want to band-aid over with self-talk, with
Right.
positive self-talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think taking from both of what you guys have said, self-love is really about carving out me time, right? I think, self-love, and we've explored it, is, what makes me happy, right? I think there's a level of self-acceptance too, in terms of, allowing myself to have that time, because I know that, sometimes I'm just working late, and I think I've got to do, so much for others and make sure that work comes first. But to your point, I think when you do take time out for yourself and you give yourself some love, it energizes you, and it allows you to give more to whatever else you need to give back to. I know myself trying to figure out, giving me some love outside of the masturbating side. I got back to creative writing. This is something that I did when I was young, and I loved doing it, and I just stopped doing it as an adult, right? And I've always rationalized, like, oh, I've got too much work to do, or I've got to, see my friends and family. I just don't have time for it anymore. So I think for me, even 10 minutes a day, finding out what you love doing, what is going to give you that energy is really important. And that's, for me, how I started to kind of explore this idea of self-love.
So how does that make you feel? Like, what has that change brought to your life?
For me, the creative side or the creative writing, I should say, is, energized me to say that I can still do it. But it's also got my creative juices going, which I think has really helped me. I'm in the marketing field, so it's helped me just kind of, explore that side of my brain again, which has been really great.
And I love what you said about, like, when you were younger that you used to explore that. And that's, I think, a really important tip if you're looking to figure out what it is that you love to do as part of self-love. Like, go back to your childhood. Did you draw? Did you dance? Do you love to sing? Like, what about your childhood? Did you really, was your go-to? Because that could very well be the thing that is your go-to now.
Yeah, where do you feel in flow, where time stops and it's just for you?
Like, I love to organize. The feng shui is a big part of my life now.
You should come over to my condo. Help me out.
And I don't know what
I'd love to. I'll help you work on your romance section of your
I'm doing pretty good there, actually.
I also was listening to John Tesh Radio. I don't know if anyone listens to him. He's just ample advice in terms of what makes us happier. And he was saying to do something with your hands. Actually doing something physical is really,
masturbating.
there you go. Yet again.
That's the takeaway. That's the recipe.
But I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. Painting or sculpting,
sure.
he says really can be a great activity to make us
For
happier.
sure, and therapeutic, for sure.
Right. Well, I think viewers, we've helped define what self-love is. I think we've all given you some examples on how we implement self-love. So we're going to encourage you in the next week to every day carve out some time for yourself and figure out what self-love is for you, and leave us your feedback in the comment section below. And, as this is our first episode, we want to ask you to share, do all the great social media stuff, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.